wanted to give a little more time to our discussion that we were having about sexual harassment in the workplace, and we have attorney Jennifer Cannon-Unioni and Katie Hall from the Katie Hall Foundation. Yeah. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
So basically, we stopped at talking about harassment. We're going to continue the questions, and you can kind of play along in a sense at home and answer and see if you know what the right answer is. So this question is, in Washington, employees of most private companies can be fired at will, true or false? And I'm going to throw this question over to you, Jennifer, first, and explaining kind of what that means as well.
Sure. True.
True.
We are an at-will state. So that means you can be fired as long as it's not discriminating against a protected class. You can fire an employee at will. Two exceptions to that. If it violates public policy. So for example, you're asked to do something by your employer that's illegal or whistleblower. But it is a narrowly construed doctrine. And the other part, of course, is some sort of collective bargaining agreement, a union, or some sort of written contract that would take away, that would be an exception to that at-will doctrine.
Some sort of breach in the union contract.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is consent a defense an accused employee can raise? Yes or no? So, we've heard that before from some of the big names that we've seen in these cases, well, I thought what we were doing was consensual. So can it be a defense?
So it's a really fascinating question. It is a subjective standard, right? It is how did the person feel? If they say it was unwelcome, then, yes, consent is a defense, but it is a difficult defense because if the person says it's unwelcome, then we need to kind of consider that. We touched on this in the earlier segment about why would someone not say, I'm uncomfortable with this? Well, there are many reasons why a person is not going to necessarily say that.
And some of those reasons could just be, it could be multiple things, right? Some of the things can be based off of background experiences. Maybe they have had this happen to them before. It could be race, it could be gender. And I think that it's just so many different things that we have to consider, and it's very subjective. And that's the part that makes these conversations pretty difficult. And also, on top of that, where it's more than sexual harassment trainings that need to happen in the workplace, it also goes back to gender equity. And it also goes back to LGBTQ. It's so many different, and intersectionality as well, right? That's a big piece of this as well that makes things so subjective.
Well, we are certainly grateful that somebody like you exists with your Katie Hall Foundation to kind of help everyone, and you for protecting so many others. And thank you both for coming here 2 weekends in a row to discuss this very difficult topic, but it really is the reality of our world right now in our workplace. So thank you. We'll have to have you on again.
Well, it's great to be here,
Maybe
you guys.
not next week.
Maybe we won't do that to you again.
Great.
Well, thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.